Hello friends. Today we'll see questions asked in every CCNA exam. So inside that we'll see one of the question which is which command prevents from being stored in the configuration as a plain text on a router or a switch. So what do you mean by this? It is asking that there is a command which allows us to encrypt the data. That means encrypt your password. Normally when you type a password that will be in a plain text. That means when I say plain text means somebody can read that I'm giving snit here as my password. So this snit is a text, plain text, anyone can see that. So if I give like that and he's saying that, so one of the command which helps us, if I type this snit and it is going to encrypt this for some number or in a encrypted format so that others cannot understand this password. So for that, what is that command that you are going to use here? A, it is saying enable secret. B, enable password that you have to command, that you have to run, or service password encryption, or username Cisco password encrypt. So out of these four, which is a right answer? So when we see practically this question, now I have my Cisco packet tracer. Inside this, I have my switch, and I'm getting into my, what do you say, terminal. Right now, you see, now I've entered here. So I'm trying to just exit here. So when I'm trying to enter into the user execution mode, from here to I'm trying to get into privilege mode. So I type the command called enable, and here you can see I directly entered here. So next I want to get into global configuration mode. So now I entered here by using config T. Now I entered here. So there are no passwords over here. It is asking. So if you want to check this also, I exit here, en, show running config. So if you check here, you can see there are no passwords over here, which I'm trying to see. This is my switch name and no passwords over here. And if you see the same way in the uh, like console password or line VTY passwords also, nothing is there. Okay, line console 0 and line VTY 05 and 515. So there are no passwords over here. Now what is my job here? To assign some passwords over here. So let me get into this and try to use this as per the question from this Cisco exam. So I'll try to give this one, two. Okay, these passwords, and let me check it practically. So for this, what I'm doing here, I'll get into configuration mode, global configuration mode to assign a password. Now you see I'm saying enable password and I'll give password as SNIT. Now this is the password which I've given. Like I'll try to give, console password also. Now enable password is a password. Now let me show you this practically. Now if someone is trying to enter here, now it is asking for the password. If someone is trying to enter, it is asking for the, okay. Right. So what I was trying to show here, you know, on the assigning the passwords. So what is that passwords that which we're trying to see here now? Now I have my password here. What is it? SNIT. Now I'm trying to enter into this. Now what is this password that I have given here? So this password which I have given is for the switch password. Okay, what is the switch password that I have given here? I have given this switch password as, what is it? SNIT that I have given. Okay. Now, if someone wants to see this password, if I enter into the same, into my, what is it? Device here. So I'll go and check here, EN, and it is asking for password SNIT what I have given, and I'll try to give your show running configuration. So if I get into this, now you can see the password which I have given previously as SNIT. Okay, so this is the one which I'm trying to put you over here. Okay, now let me go and configure one more password over here. I'm trying to give one more password here that is called as a console port password. If someone is trying to get their PC and trying to connect to this directly to my switch, so I can configure one more password over here. Now, what is that one more password which we can say here? What is that one more password which you can say here? That password which you can say here is uh, line. What do you say? Line console password. For that, to assign line console password, you can check this command line console 0. Enter. Now here in line console 0, what I'm giving here, I'm trying to give a password here, password as, and let me give this password also as, what is it? CON console. What I'm giving this, I'll give this now as SNIT. Okay, the password is now CON SNIT. And here, the password is in assigned. And what is the purpose of this? If somebody is trying to log in onto this, okay, through the console port. And once I've done this, so what I do here, so let me exit here. Let me exit here. And here, let me save this and exit over here. And now you see here, previously I was running a command called en, then it used to ask me the password. What I was running a command, okay, I was running a command en, then it asked my password, then I typed SNIT. But now, whenever I click or get connected to this device, so directly it is asking me the password. Okay, so this password which I'm saying, this is for the console port password. So if anybody has taken your switch and trying to enter into this switch, now it will ask directly the password. Now what is this password I have given? I have given CON, okay, SNAT. Okay, that is console SNAT. Now you see, now it entered into my switch, into the user, configuration mode. So here, if I type here again enable or en as a shortcut, okay, then it is going to ask me one more password. So what is this one more password now? So this one more password which I'm trying to, okay, explain here, the one more password it is trying to explain here is, what is it? Uh, One more password which I was trying to explain here is about, what is it? Console password here. And let me give this, okay, password here as, sorry, this password which I've given for the device password. First password is console password and second password is my device password. Now I entered into my switch. Now if I try to go and check this, if I try to go and check this, show, what is this? Running configuration. Show running configuration. So if I check inside this as a show running configuration, now you can see here, okay, inside this, the first password which we have given, the device password is SNIT. Now you can see here. And the second password which I was trying to give here is for my console port password. Now you can see that password also here, right? Like that, okay, as a third example, I'll try to, create a user. So I'll add user here, user called as something like, user one. And from there, I want to assign a password for this user. So I'll give this user password as, I say user SNIT. This is a password. Okay. What is this? User SNIT is the password. Now as given here and enter. Now, what is this for? I'm saying this is for your login. Sorry, not this command. Now let me exit here and save this. And now you go and check again, show running configuration. Now here you can check here. Now there are passwords here which are given for your switch and your user, and you for the password which you have given for your user, and also the password which you have given for your console port. Okay. So all these, three different types of passwords which you have seen practically. Now let us go and try to see the same question which is asked in the Cisco exam. Now, what is the question here? It is asking here. Now, the question here, command prevents password being stored in the plain, text. Now, what are these all? What are these all passwords that you can able to see, right? This is stored in a plain text, right? So this one, and for the console, what you have given, and it is showing here directly. Now, what is the question it is saying here? Now, you have to run a command so that this plain text is going to get converted into encrypted format so that others cannot directly see that password. right? So which command I have to use here? What is the command I have to use here? Either you use enable secret. Now this enable secret is a command. You can use this command also over here. Now what is it here? I'll say that okay, config T, and here I can give enable. What is it? Secret, and I'll give here some password like Cisco. Okay, now I've given password as Cisco. Now this password which I've given Cisco, if I go and check again show running config, so inside this, now you can see this password is completely encrypted. But the only one password was encrypted, which is given as a Cisco. But other passwords you can see, right? It is visible for the users directly. Someone who's trying to see that. Now that means, okay, this, what is the question here? The command prevents password from being stored in the plain configuration. Now I'm saying all the passwords which are visible there has to be get encrypted. Now this first one which I'm trying to show you, it is allowing only one password to be encrypted. And the second command I already use enable password. If you check and check here, I was giving the first command that only. What is the first command I've given? Enable, password. So that enable password I have given, but it is showing, directly on the text format. So this is not the right answer. And what is the third, answer it is trying to give here? Service password encryption. Now let me go and check that command by executing over here. So let me execute that command here. What I give here. Now here, so let me try to put this as a, what is it? What is the command that is trying to give me here inside this? Service password encryption. So let me try to execute the same service password encryption. Now I try to execute that command. Now, once I execute the command, now go back and check, show running configuration. So in the show running configuration, after running this command, what is the command after running? Service password encryption. Now you can see it was not in a plain text now. Now this has been, converted to different format. Initially, what I've given password. I've given one password, right? Okay, that password SNAT is not, showing in a plain text now. And another username password I have given. Now let me check that. Now what is the username here? Now you can see here username is U1, but the password I have given, some password over here, but that also I cannot see that. I can see, but in a different format. Like, let us check the console password here, and the console password also here, it is, presented in a different way, in alphabetical and numerical. So this is how, okay, the question it has been asked, and the right answer for this, question is that service password encryption. Now this is a command which is, allowing us, to prevent password being stored configuration as a plain text. Right? So enable password, we can have enable password, but it shows in a plain text. Secret password, we can use this, but only one password what I are given, not all the password. But finally, service password encryption, okay, is used to encrypt all passwords on the device. On which device? The device which I'm using. Either it can be your switch, either it can be your router. Hope you understood about this. Thank you all.